Live from Swain County Memorial Stadium in Boy Steets Field here at Swain County High School. This is Maroon Devil football on a beautiful Friday night as our Maroon Devils kick off the 2019 playoffs here at home. Gary Ayers along with Coach Rod White. And, Coach, it's always great when you're at home in the first round and any round for that matter. But our Maroon Devils have an undefeated record in the first round of the playoffs when we're playing at home. And, hey, we want to make sure it goes to 19-0 with a potential win here tonight.
Yeah, and finishing third in the conference. And you question it to begin with. Is it going to be possible to have a home game? Is it going to be something that we can look forward to or not? But it worked out that way with the seedings and with the records where everybody was paired up. So it's a great night here, and I love to see this brown turf. It's frostbit, and that's how you know it's playoff time is once it turns brown and looks like this. And it's a great night for football. Oh, no question about it. I think it's actually a little milder tonight than it was last Friday over at Hayesville. It was pretty chilly, lows down in the 20s. But tonight, really not too bad as we're getting ready for what should be a great night of football. Coming in a team we really don't know a whole lot about. We've never played these guys from Union Academy. They're from down in Monroe, North Carolina, and but obviously a pretty good football team, 6-4. But again, that's something that we don't have any tradition with, but hopefully our fans will say, hey, this is a team we don't know much about, haven't ever played them, and hopefully they'll come out and see what this team's about tonight. Yeah, there'll be a feeling out process because, just about everybody, you play these folks through the regular season, you see them year in, year out, you know the players they have coming back. But once the playoff starts and you get paired with a team that you've never played, and this will be the first time we've ever played against this particular school. But coming out of that conference down there where they are, that Southern Piedmont, they finished fourth behind a three-way tie between Bessemer City and Mountain Island Charter and Thomas Jefferson Classical School down there. So that's they played a pretty tough league. There's some very good teams, and obviously we know Bessemer City, and if we win tonight, we probably get to go to their place. Well, there's no doubt about it. We do go to their place next Friday. Now, they have an outstanding running back. Union Academy is led by their junior running back, Isaac King, and he has some eye-popping stats, 1,751 yards and 21 touchdowns. And so obviously we're going to be watching him because their passing game, not real strong. They're only throwing for about 22 yards a game, so they don't throw it much. And this King is he's the main man, obviously. And we're without our number one rusher in Bryce Saint tonight, Coach. But we have Damian Lossey. We have some guys stepping up, doing a good job with the Taylor brothers, Ian Brooks. They're getting it done and doing a very good job. Yeah, I would say that Coach Blankenship and his staff, they're probably going to adjust their offense quite a bit. Not take them completely out of what they normally do, but they're going to do some different things, use some different weapons out there tonight, stay with the running game just like they have. But I could just kind of foresee Coach Blankenship talking to his staff about, hey, let's put some air into that ball and let's get it out here to some of these receivers that can make a difference. And you was talking about that running back of theirs to gain that many yards down there where they've been playing. And from talking to these coaches before the ball game, he's able to just turn a whole lot of nothing into something in a hurry. Absolutely. And so that's how he's getting a whole lot of his yards, is maybe not off of a designed play that ends up going exactly where you want to draw it up as a coach, but he just finds a way to make it go. And you're right, Coach. Anytime you have that kind of yardage, it doesn't matter what level you're playing at. That's an outstanding number. Now, when you look at Union Academy's Cardinals, this is how their season has gone. They started off with a loss to South Stanley, 36-13. Then they ripped off 3 straight wins. They beat Lake Norman Charter. They beat Pine Lake Preparatory. They beat Christ the King. Then they ran into some pretty good football teams. They lost to Mountain Island Charter 50-0. They're ranked number 15 in the state this week by Max Preps. Bessemer City is ranked number 20, which is actually below us. They beat Union 46-20. Then they got back on the winning track, beating Cherryville 35-7. They won over Community School of Davidson. They beat Highland School of Technology 16-12. But then they ran into one of the top teams in the small 1A in Thomas Jefferson and got hammered 56-0. So in that league, they got manhandled by those top 3 teams. Pretty good. That you can definitely say that's no Smoky Mountain Conference schedule they played. That's for sure, because the type of people they were playing down there, no, they don't. I'm just going to be honest up front. They don't match up with the type of things, the Smoky Mountains you play up here. The other people that you have to play to fill your schedule, of the 2 and 3A schools in this area, then you walk right into the Smoky Mountain Conference, and so no, they've not played that kind of competition, and so I'm interested myself after talking with the coaches and watching these kids down here warm up, just to see what kind of approach they're going to have to it. I understand their offense is limited to very few as far as number of plays, but they run them extremely well. So we'll see.
Hey, so they're good at repetitions. Watching them warm up, you can tell they have some athleticism. They have some size. They have some quickness. So obviously, Coach, I think, and again, anybody can look good in warm-ups. You've heard that old story, but they do have some athletes out there that look like they can play. But I'm totally agreeing with what you're saying. They haven't played against Smoky Mountain Conference football teams, and we're going to find out tonight if they can play that physical style of football, because that's what it takes.
Yeah, it's the tempo and the physicality of it. I guess that's a word of being able to sustain it. You may be able to come out with your hair on fire for a few series of plays, but then the right thing or the wrong thing happens to you out there, and that fire goes out. And we've seen a lot of teams that have come in here knowing what they were up against, and it didn't take long, especially these teams that you don't play all the time, and watch them kind of run out of air real quick when the rubber meets the road out there, and things start popping and cracking and flying around. So,
no doubt, we've seen a lot of running backs with outstanding stats, but when people like Cody Long and Charlie Lambert and Jake Langston and Thomas Allen and Big Nick Millsap, some of those guys start banging on you. Man, they're not out there playing around.
Yeah, I foresee it being physical. We got some of that back last week, I think, and getting our feet back up under us after 2 losses there, and then being able to play some ball games and execute again and see that we could. So this is the time you play for now. I mean, you can't win the conference championship, then you shoot for that district championship and then an opportunity to play in the big show.
Oh, no doubt about it. Fans, stay tuned. We have a lot of football coming up here. Kickoff time, as always, coming up at 7:30 here from Swain County Memorial Stadium. So keep it right here. As we mentioned just a moment ago, we're not going to be able to bring you the video portion of our broadcast on the Maroon Devils Network, and it's not our decision. We have nothing to do with that. That's the decision and the rule by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. They say we can't bring you the video version of the playoffs. Of course, now if we make the state championship game, then some other people take over and they actually broadcast the state championships with video. But throughout the playoffs up until then, no video, says the state of North Carolina. I don't get that, but that's their call and not my rules, so to speak. But
we'll just have to do a better job of explaining what we're seeing, Gary. I mean,
that's it.
If folks can't see it, then we're going to have to tell them what they should be seeing.
We're going to bring you all the details, so stay tuned. A lot more coming up on our pregame as we get ready to go here at Swain County High School. Stay tuned. We'll be back in 2 minutes here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back to Swain County Memorial Stadium. Right now, let's bring on one of our feature and weekly outstanding people, and that's talking about Taylor Holt. Taylor has a very special presentation here on tonight's pregame show. Taylor, take it away.
This is Taylor Holt for the Maroon Devils Network. We are here today with Kenzie Eagleman. Kenzie is a standout on the softball field for our Lady Devils softball team, and yesterday she signed to continue her softball career at Erskine College. So, Kenzie, first of all, congratulations. Yesterday was a big day for you. I'm sure it was full of a range of emotions, as it was a day that you have been dreaming about your whole life. Walk us through some of the emotions that you felt.
I really felt a lot of gratitude for the coaches who have helped me get me to this point, and they made the transition so much easier from like high school ball to travel ball. And my parents, they drove probably close to 1,000 miles across South Carolina, North Carolina to help me play. And this will sound weird, but I practiced writing my signature like 3 times when I was in class. So it was kind of nerve-wracking at the same time.
So what drew you to Erskine's softball program?
Really just when I went on my official visit, I felt like I was at home there. And I think as soon as you go somewhere, you just know that that's what is going to be the best fit for you. And when I got there, I just absolutely fell in love with it. And I really think that when you commit to play somewhere, you commit for the coach. And she reminded me a lot of my dad, first of all. But she was just an awesome person to be around. And she will make you work and get after it. And that's what I love. And that's what I want to be pushed to do when I'm in college. So that was it.
Well, from all of us here at the Maroon Devils Network and the Maroon Nation all around the world, best of luck with your senior season with the Lady Devils and with your future at Erskine.
Thank you.
And now for football. As the first round of the NCHSAA Football Playoffs get underway this week, let's take a look at who and where other teams from the Smoky Mountain Conference will be playing. In the Smoky Mountain Conference, all teams other than our Maroon Devils are in the 1A bracket. Robbinsville comes in as number 1 overall seed and gets a first-round bye. Murphy will be the number 4 overall seed, and they will also have a bye week. Hayesville, the number 6 seed, will host Albemarle, and the other 2 SMC schools who are in the playoffs will play each other as number 7 seeded. Andrews will host number 10 seeded Cherokee. Now let's turn our attention to the 1AA bracket where the Maroon Devils are. Finishing 3rd in the conference after defeating the Hayesville Yellow Jackets last week, number 6 seed Swain will host number 11 seed Union Academy in this first round. The winner of this game will advance and travel to Bessemer City next Friday. Bessemer City is the number 3 overall seed and has a bye this week. Before we get you out to Gary and Coach White, let me tell you a couple impressive stats on the Maroon Devils in the playoffs. Should Swain win tonight, it will be their 19th straight home playoff win. This would be a new school record. It is also worth noting that in Swain County Memorial Stadium, Boyce Dietz Field, the Maroon Devils are an amazing 59-4 overall. Oh, and in first-round games, the Devils have never lost at home. Now let's take you back out to Swain County Memorial Stadium for tonight's action. Take it away, Gary.
Taylor Holt, and we appreciate all the work that Taylor Holt, Emma Dingle, and Joe Holt, of course, up there running the show tonight on this chilly Friday night do every week, week in and week out, and all the work that they put in to try to make Coach Robert White and myself sound good. And believe me, that's easier said than done. And the good thing is we don't have to be on camera a whole lot, Coach, so I'm really glad about that.
Yeah, I can wear pink T-shirts up here, my wife's pink T-shirts, and carry on like that. And see, nobody ever sees that. And that's a good thing. That is a good thing. Yeah.
No question about it. As we just heard our national anthem from the award-winning Swain County Marching Band as we're getting ready for kickoff here coming up in about 13 or 14 minutes. Got a couple of guys not going to be able to play tonight. We're really going to miss Bryce Sain still with that hamstring injury, not ready to go. Colby Kirkland looks like, Coach, unfortunately is going to be done for the year. I think he's going to have shoulder surgery next week, I understand, which we really hate that. Noah Romero, Elijah Waddy, and well, we just hate it when kids are hurt.
Yeah, it takes a toll on you, and I'm telling you, this time of the season, you can expect it. You hope and pray it doesn't happen because you need every player you've got out there, and you need their contributions to the team and what you're trying to do. But a lot of times it's just that there's one thing about them being hurt a little bit, and then there's another thing about being injured. And buddy, when you get an injury that does not go away, or it requires surgical procedures and things like that, then your time's limited out there. It's very limited.
It really is, and we hope that Colby is going to be good, and we hope Bryce Zane's going to be back here hopefully next week. Again, not able to play tonight, but I tell you, when you have a guy like Bryce who can't play tonight, and then Colby who's probably done for the year. Colby's a two-way player. He plays right tackle, plays D-line. Man, it's hard to plug in a guy. It's almost like you have to have two guys step up.
Well, that's most of the time what happens, and coaches have to be careful because a lot of times you'll start moving players around to try to shore up when you lose an injured player like that. And sometimes that's not a very smart move because you end up having to coach 3 or 4 more positions in line rather than just taking that one position and focusing on it. And a lot of times that's what I attempted to do and our coaching staff did simply because we just didn't have the time or the resources to try to get them all going at the same time.
And talking about coaches, the gang has set it up on top of the press box here, getting ready to go to work on this Friday night. And a lot of people don't realize what actually these guys contribute to a game on Friday night. But the coaches up on top of the press box and the coaches down on the field are in communication, and those guys on top can see things sometimes the guys on the field can't.
Right. I never was one of those guys. I tried that. Back when I was working for Coach Dietz, I think I spent 1/2 on top of a press box at Robbinsville, and I about lost my mind. I couldn't stand it. I really couldn't. So I ended up back down on the sidelines. The headsets, for some reason, I couldn't keep them on my head. I couldn't listen to what was going on around, so I just I'd always have somebody with a headset on that if I needed to know something from upstairs, I had to get them to find out because I just never could function that way. I was just one of those guys. It was just weird. I couldn't do it. I tried. I couldn't do it.
Yeah. And, Coach, you know how important it is because you see every Saturday in the college football world there are so many coaches up in the press box, and in the NFL on Sunday, so many coaches up in the press box. But it really does take communication from the coaches on the field and up top to really put the whole thing together.
Yeah, until I started doing this with you, I watched very few ball games from a press box. I watched them from stands level or sidelines. Most times, if I was going somewhere to watch a ball game, I would just simply ask if I could be on the sidelines because I could see something from down there sometimes that I didn't see. But after being up here, I see why there's an advantage to it. I didn't know that 30 years ago.
One thing about it, too, though, when you're because I can feel it in basketball because in basketball we're right there on the floor. I mean, you can almost reach out and touch the players. When you're down on the field, Coach, I think you feel more part of the game when you're that close to the action.
Well, and if I had something I wanted to talk to a player about or something I needed for him to see almost immediately, I didn't want to try to relay that to somebody and then have them do it. It was just so much easier for me to get his attention, try to coach him through it there in maybe a 10-second span or less, and then hope for the best from that point on. It just I don't know. It was one of those things that I tried it. I really did, but it just didn't work for me.
And I'll say this too, Coach, and just to add to what you're saying, you can see things sometimes on ground level that the guys up top in the press box sometimes see from a different angle, and it's different.
It looks entirely different.
Yeah.
It does. One of the biggest reasons that I really liked being at the field level and making adjustments was the width of the field and where I could stand at one end of the coach's box and see an offense from behind, and I like to do that. Watch them from behind and actually be facing our defensive players and see the movement of their blocking schemes, what they were trying to do to us, what receivers they had out to the wide side of the field, what motions they were running, how far he was going, and that would let me know then kind of how I wanted to make adjustments with it. And from up here, I don't pay that much attention to that. I really don't.
So it's two different worlds, no question. Fans, stay tuned. We've got more coming up. Kickoff is just a few minutes away. Stay with us. We'll be back in 2 minutes right here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back to Swain County Memorial Stadium. Just a few minutes away from kickoff time here tonight. As we mentioned, Union Academy coming in as a number 11 seed. Our Maroon Devils a number 6 seed. They are 6-4, and our Maroon Devils coming in at 9-2 this year, 4-2 in the conference under the 8th season of head coach Neil Blankenship, whose record is very strong at 75-32. Justin Frazier, the head coach down at Union Academy, trying to get on the winning end. He's 21-28. This is his 4th season, as we mentioned. An old buddy of mine used to coach down at Union Academy. A lot of folks will remember the name of Brad Hoover, outstanding running back at Western Carolina, and also played for the Carolina Panthers when they played in the Super Bowl. And Brad was coached down there a few years ago and then moved on.
Yeah, I tell you what, they're trying to do the right things down there. They're trying to get the right people in there to develop this program, keep the program alive, keep it going. So far they've been able to establish themselves down there as a team to be reckoned with. I mean, they've won some games, and that league that they're, like we were talking about, it's not the Smoky Mountain Conference, being honest, but it is. They play some good football.
Hey, I tell you, the top of that league, Coach, I think is very, very good, as we saw for Bessemer City last year when we went down to their place. So, the top 3 or 4 teams, of which Union Academy is number 4. You can't take them for granted, can you?
No. They're always going to be to be reckoned with, especially for us coming out of this. And unless you're at the top of the conference, you finish first or second. And then sooner or later, eventually, you'll either have to deal with one of them or somebody out of the Smoky Mountain Conference.
Oh, no question about it. A lot of teams from the Smoky Mountain Conference playing tonight. As you know, of course, Murphy and Robbinsville both received first-round byes, so they're sitting in the catbird seat, and then they get to play at home. And I really think, Coach, just like last year, they're going to run into each other in that third round. This time it'll be at Robbinsville, and I think it'll be another slobber knocker over under Big Oaks.
They're going to, because I'm one of these conspiracy theorists that the state wants to make sure that they take care of each other before it gets to that district championship, and so they're going to match them up as soon as they can. Although it'll be a bye, they'll play one game, and then they'll probably be playing each other either in probably in that third round. I don't know for sure, but
Right,
if it's the third round, then it is a conspiracy. I'm claiming it right now that they're just tired of seeing us down there, because all you got to do is look at these stats here that Coach Burrell printed out of the between state championships between Murphy, Swain, Cherokee, and Robbinsville. As many titles that have been won, and at times we win the 1 and the 1AA.
Yeah,
I mean, that's happened in years in the past, and so for 22 straight years, it's just been. They're getting tired of seeing Smoky Mountain Conference teams down there in that championship. They're going to have one of them. Yeah. They can't get around one of them, but I would like to see it go all the way to the district championships. Then whoever wins it, then they go play whoever's from down east. But they're not going to let that happen this year.
Not going to let it happen. Fans, you're exactly right. Stay tuned. We'll come back with the opening kickoff. Our Maroon Devils are getting ready to take the field against Union Academy's Cardinals. We'll be back after this final 2-minute break here on the Maroon Devils Network. We Fans, welcome back. Our captains tonight, of course, as always, doing a great job this year. We're talking about Connor Hyatt. We're talking about Bryce Sane, who's still injured tonight. Also, Ian Brooks, our fullback. He's going to be carrying a little more load tonight. Thomas Allen, great year this year at defensive end. Also, 51, Chase Hughes, and 52, Charlie Lambert. We have some good captains coaching, and that means a lot when you have strong leaders out there on the field.
Yeah, it takes that. And for this playoff run, starting tonight, they're going to need every bit of the leadership they've got to overcome the shortcomings of the regular season and try to sprout wings and fly through this playoff series.
And here we go. We're going to be kicking off, and it's going to be the boys from Union Charter from down in Monroe, North Carolina. And just outside of Charlotte and back deep to return, we're going to have number 1, Josh Harris. And these guys are going to be in solid white with red. Of course, they're the Cardinals, so red is their color. And number 2, Isaac King, 1 and 2 back deep, ready to return. And we've got the man with the orange shoes kicking off from the 40-yard line. That's Aiden Pond. And he kicks a good line drive. Going to be taken at the 14, back out to the 20, out to the 25, out across the 30. Nice return and pretty good field position here for these Cardinals. And already down there, Cody Long making his presence known. And I tell you, they're going to be tired of seeing Cody Long before this night's over.
Yeah, he's going to be out there a long time, and they're going to see him often. And he knows how to find that football, and he likes to do dangerous things when he gets there. So
he does.
Yeah, we're going to see how this works out. Yeah, they're coming out here with a wishbone backfield. It looks like to me that's pretty unique. Coach Blankenship was talking about it earlier in wishbone. Fullback up tight to the quarterback, and running a lead play off to the right-hand side. And
that's their main man.
Yep.
Talking about Isaac King, and we were talking about, of course, over 1,700 yards. He's not the big power back kind of back, Coach. He's 5'10", 175 pounds, so that tells you he's got good footwork.
Yeah, he already tried to make that little cutback in there to make us miss, and when he cut back, there was a maroon helmet. I couldn't tell who it was, but it met him right there as he turned back upfield and kind of splatted him right there.
They have some good size up on the offensive line. Number 77, Melton, 6 feet, 275. Number 72, Pfeiffer Griffin, 6'7", 295. They have some good size. This time they hand it off. He tries to turn the corner. He has the speed out to the 35. Jumps over one of our defenders. Kind of jumped over Connor Hyatt there and made a pretty good run as he turned the corner.
Yeah, he picked up about 8 yards on that play, and they're doing something that you don't see much anymore. Like I said, it's for folks that can't see it, of course, it's a wishbone backfield. 3 backs back there, fullbacks up tight to the quarterback, and right now they've just run 2 sweep lead plays on the edges, one to the right and one to the left, and they're putting the tight end and the wide receiver on the same side, which means now this time they don't. They split the wide receiver, and that's just to get that corner out of the picture.
This time we got to tight end strong on the left side.
Now they're in the Maryland eye. Stack eye this time. Yep. That's what's called the old Maryland eye.
They're swinging out of the backfield, and it's going to be overthrown over there. Josh Harris hung on. It looks like he was going to drop it, but number 1, Josh Harris hung on, and looks like they have a first down. It's going to be close.
Yeah, he jumped up and tipped the ball back to himself. He literally did. He jumped up just enough to tip the ball, and when he came back down, he caught it and turned up the sidelines and picked up the first down. That's a back out of the backfield. And if you don't know what the Maryland eye is, it's like Gary said, it's a stack eye. There's 3 backs stacked up right directly behind the quarterback, so they're shifting from the wishbone. Now they're back in the bone, and they got the tight end. They got 2 tight ends in there now, so they don't have a split receiver.
You got a lot of power people in there. This is a running set, obviously, but they're going to throw out of it. And they look down the field, and a lot of traffic. Just not a good throw at all. They're trying to get it down there to 6'1" receiver Jonathan Gallagher, but Coach, he had triple coverage.
Yeah, he was lined up at this tight end over here, and I mean they had 11 people basically in the box right there. So it was he dropped straight back, and he ran just a vertical route and ran a drag underneath, and everything was covered. Yeah, the free safety and both corners had him covered.
And, Coach, he's a tough matchup. That's Derek Young, number 11. He is 6'4", and we don't have anybody in our secondary that's 6'4".
No, they got it split out over here now. And playing with the tight end back in the wishbone. Run
King
the counter
again.
This time. We stopped him at the line of scrimmage again.
Nothing there. Outstanding play. We're really strung that play right out on the line of scrimmage. 2 guys in there especially. Jake Langston, and also in there was Connor McCoy, just stopped it.
Yeah. They've got a couple of large, one of their best offensive linemen in there is this Pfeiffer Griffin.
Yeah.
And I've noticed in the Coach Burrow talked about it before the ball game. Coach Blankenship's making some adjustments with his linemen. He's kind of shifting out of it right now, but he was putting big people on big people over here and making that young man work for his supper.
Oh, no doubt. He is exactly the same size. We've got a timeout called by Union, and we'll keep it right here. But, Coach, ironically, talking about their big guy up front, Pfeiffer Griffin, he is exactly the same size as our Nick Millsaps. They're both 6'7", 295.
Yeah, they're early in that first series. That's exactly what Coach Blankenship did. He matched him up with him, not to make it easy on that big offensive lineman of theirs, the Griffin boy. So that time, though, he wanted to defend the wide side of the field, so he switched the strength call over and stretched a little bit more players to the wide side of the field. Because so far, it seems like pretty much all they're trying to do right now is get some width out here on us.
And talking about their other lineman, Cody Griffin, 6'2", 220. Balcom is 6'3", 190, their smallest guy. Also, as we mentioned, Griffin 6'7", 295. Milton is 6 feet, 275. And Lucas Hollingsworth, 6'3", 285. So they have plenty of size.
Yeah.
Back to throw the quarterback. Oh, he's going to be hit, and he didn't see him coming, even though he hit him right in the face.
Yeah.
There's a huge tackle and a sack by Cody Long.
Yeah, he's a right-handed quarterback, and as he tried to square back up, he tried to get his feet set, he opened his shoulders up, and he was coming in and laid him out, stretched him out right there, and that'll bring up 4th down. Yeah, everybody was covered. They only had 2 receivers in the routes, and we had them covered up.
And a good job in there again by Cody Long. Adam Plyler, 5'11", 170-pound junior, is their quarterback. And now they're going to be punting it away now. Coming on to punt for the Cardinals, Jonah Thompson, a freshman. Not a bad punt at all. Going to be taken at the 26-yard line. And back out across the 30 and then running into a bunch of white jerseys. Got a short return. As again, Bryce Sane normally handles our punt returns, but in there tonight is going to be Gage Jones, who's also a guy who's quick.
Yeah, Gage did a great job right there. He probably saved 15 yards on that row. That ball was a rugby kick, and it was a line drive that if it hit the ground, it would have rolled back inside the 10-yard line. He caught the darn thing and got it back upfield some, so he just saved us a ton of yards.
Here we go. Groenwald is going to be way out here on the right side. Man-to-man coverage over here. Split backs as always. And we run to the left side here. And on the first carry out across the 35-yard line, it's going to be Ian Brooks. And Ian Brooks is going to be carrying a lot of that load, Coach, as we mentioned.
Yeah.
Was Damian Lossey.
Straight dive, veer dive play right there. Veer blocked it down. Inside veer. Now we're going no huddle. We're looking at our armbands. That's good. We can get some kind of rhythm right here. Still pro set with split backs.
Colby Taylor in there tonight starting.
Right back to the veer we come.
There's Ian again.
Ian again gets first down. Veer play again. We're seeing who's taking what. He drug the defensive end there for about 4 yards. So we're picking up the first down, and all Damien is doing is watching this. He's watching, seeing who's taking who. They're already showing their hand, and he'll know in a minute that he's going to keep that thing, and he'll probably light it up then.
And Griffin, of course, plays
going
on
to
defense.
A 6-man front. Now this is great. This is old school here. Now they're going with a 6-man front. We're running. Yeah, woo, that's good.
Quick.
That's called a midline. They left both A gaps open. Now they've got a penalty flag.
Very late flag coming in. Yeah. Very late.
Mr. Junaluska.
Yep.
Personal foul on us. Yeah.
Yep, that's Carl Junaluska, the head referee.
Yeah.
He was over at Hayesville last week.
Yeah.
And boy, I tell you what.
Enough
Coach,
said.
I'm not sure I've ever heard a crowd on the referees as loud as I heard the Hayesville crowd, but they were on them constantly.
Well,
man.
I'm not going to say that they sometimes deserve it because I don't want people ever saying that I said it,
But boy, they were
it could be said.
They were on them all night because we were right above them. And Joe Holt and Toby Burrell are my witnesses. Boy, we heard them all night.
Yeah, you're right above that Hayesville crowd. You're actually sitting right behind them.
Yeah,
so, I love this. They're in a 6-man. It's a true 63 defense. I mean,
man,
they ran this back in the 70s. Boy, I'm telling you, this is. They're trying to stop this veer, but
and it's
they
not
didn't
working.
Stop that
Here
counter.
comes Ian right up the gut out to the 40-yard line. He got 13 of those yards back, Coach, and I'm not sure this 6-man front's working right now.
It was a counter. See, that A gap, we fooled them right there with that counter move. They got that one linebacker there, and he went after that first dive fake, and it's a counter dive is all it is. Fake it to one side, and the quarterback spins on his heel and gives it an A-gap dive on the other side, and just helmet on helmet blocking up there.
And you see there's kind of an A-gap right there. There's a gap right there in the middle where the A-gap is between those two linemen.
There's the midline again. We blocked them all down. We're running that thing right as tight as you can run it in A-gap, and they can't close it fast enough.
Nope. And there's Pfeiffer Griffin, their big guy, the 6'7", 295. He's trying to help it.
Yeah.
And also Hollingsworth, who's 6'3", 285. So they have plenty of size in there.
Yeah. It's third down and 1 to go. We'll see right here. Damien may take this himself, according to where that linebacker lines up. I'd say, because they're giving us to the tight end side. Now that linebacker stepped up. He's going to try to take Damien, but there goes Damien. He picked it up.
Yep. Yeah, he didn't get there quick enough, did he?
Yeah, anytime you see a soft belly in that thing, anytime they split the middle of a defense like that, it gives you an advantage. All you have to do is push that way at any angle, and you'll find a seam. But now you got to knock some bodies out of the way. That's what we're trying to do.
But, boy, I haven't seen a six-man front on defense, and I can't tell you how long.
This is cool. Wow. I think it is anyway. I mean, I'm glad they're trying it. It's something different. Yeah, they're daring us to do something else with the football.
And then, Coach, as you know, you keep running between the tackles, run. Then all of a sudden you pop it outside and burn them.
Well, that's what's going to happen next. Like I said, as long as we're picking up first downs right here, when the coaching staff decides to open it up down there just a little bit, Damien will keep this thing and be on the edge, because we'll get an eye backs and run a toss sweep, or just run a quick pitch out of these split backs right here, because they're staying with it. Yep. They are not varying from it at all.
Strong side left, and we're going to run to that
option.
way. Here comes Damien, pitches it out to Ian Brooks, but, boy, they stopped this that time. No gain at the line of scrimmage at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, that time the corner that's left out there, he saw it coming on the counter move, and he just froze right there, and that makes it tough when he doesn't commit. And the free safety, then he comes over and helps make the play over the top. So I'd see us probably putting this ball up in the air right here, but with a six-man rush, we got to get rid of it in a hurry if they're going to rush all six of them.
Yeah, and one thing, they're moving their defensive linemen in and out, so they're keeping the fresh guys in there.
Yeah, they're playing nothing but man coverage. There's no free safety in the middle of the field, and there we go with a wheel route, and there's the first down.
Got his man.
Yeah.
And he's on the sideline. Pass complete over here. Looks like this time it's going to be number 6, Donovan Groenwald.
Yeah.
And a big pass for a first down.
And the wheel route is we had twins out here to the wide side of the field, and the outside receiver went underneath, and the inside receiver did a wheel to the outside and then just stopped at the first down marker and caught the football.
Yeah, this time we got them split. And Damian Lossy saying, hey, come on, guys, get the play in as he's ready to go. We still got plenty of time, though, 15 on the play clock, but he's cranked up.
Yeah,
keep that momentum.
He wants to keep this momentum going. Yeah,
yep.
we're back in the split backs with the two splits, tied into the short side of the field.
Damian's going to keep it right up the gut. Yep. Nobody's going to catch him all the way to the house.
Faked a midline and just froze him right there. He turned it right back up into that backside A gap, and he was gone.
And, Coach, again, there was just nobody back there.
No, there's nobody. They don't have free safety. When you lock up man coverage like that and you're playing a six-man front with a single linebacker in there. The last time I saw anything like this was Starmount ran it against us back in the 90s, but they did it a little different. Those two defensive ends were actually outside linebackers, and they did a good job of it. But
boy, so far it's not working for Union Academy.
No.
Now we're kicking the point after touchdown.
There's a flag on them jumping over. I saw one of them. It's illegal to leap over an offensive lineman on an extra point or a field goal attempt, and they just did try to take a run and jump over the top of. So we'll see what Coach Blankenship wants to do.
Looks like the kick was good. It'll probably be declined.
Yeah.
With 4:14 to play here in the first quarter, and our Maroon Devils up 7-0 over Union Academy, the Cardinals. And they're talking it over, and while they do, we're going to break down the line. Fans, stay tuned. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout here on the Maroon Devils Network.
This is Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. I've got some important information for you guys, so listen up. It is time to pre-order your very own DVD or Blu-ray box set of the 2019 Maroon Devil varsity football season. This action-packed set will include every regular season game, all postseason games, plus a specially edited game highlights program. You can choose either DVDs or Blu-ray discs for the same low price of just $30 per set. Go to www.maroondevils.com and click Store to place your order. Get all of the action and excitement of the 2019 varsity football season to enjoy in the comfort of your own home for years to come. So what are you waiting for? Go now. Go to www.maroondevils.com to get your own piece of Maroon Devil history.
Fans, welcome back. The winner of this game playing for the right to play, number 3 seed Bessemer City at Bessemer next Friday night. So we'll see as our Maroon Devils, after the penalty assist, will kick off from their 45-yard line. So let's see where this kick goes. Well, it's going to go, that was almost a good field goal. It hit right in front of the goalpost, Coach, so no return.
Yeah, he drilled that one on out down there. That's as good a defense as you can have against a team that's got that kind of athleticism back there. If you can get it in the end zone, put it in the end zone.
And again, their return man, one of those is their leading rusher, Isaac King, number 2.
Right.
One of their deep men, along with Josh Harris, their wide receiver. So we saw them on offense. They have some ability, but if you don't let them get outside, which our Maroon Devils only did one play last series, we've been able to contain them.
Yeah, they're real oriented towards trying to use that athleticism to just outrun you. And that's why they've got all 3 backs back there in the backfield, and they got the tight end and the split receiver again to the same side. And they ran the dive that time, just trying to get us to ignore the fullback and take a look at the other 2 backs. But we stopped him at the line of scrimmage.
And the fullback, not a huge guy, a senior, 5'10", 165-pounder, Danny Bear. But again, their go-to guy, Isaac King, over 1,700 yards on the season. And that's good work no matter what league you're playing in.
That's right. Doesn't matter. You put up that many yards. That's a track meet. Now they're back in the Maryland I. Stacked all 3 of them up. Going to give it to the second back. Trying to run a counter play with the second back, a counter trap.
Not much.
It looked like, and he didn't get. He just got back to the line of scrimmage that time.
Good work in there. This time it's going to be Charlie Lambert. And again, Connor McCoy. Connor coming on to play in the place of Colby Kirkland, who is pretty well done for the year. And what a great season he had as a 2-way lineman.
Yeah. It's hard to replace that now. It really is.
And Colby's a big kid as well, 6'4", 285. He's a man. Third down now. The Cardinals need 7. 3 minutes to play, first quarter. Maroon Devils up to a 7-0 lead. This time they got a different set in the shotgun. It's going to be their go-to guy who's going to run it out of the Wildcat.
Yeah.
And he got the first down, Coach. Isaac King got the snap and just ran it.
Yeah, they jumped in that Wildcat, snapped that ball, and he was gone like a lightning bolt to the edge. And that's their plan of attack right there, is just get that speed out there and make you have to defend the whole field, and especially to the wide side of the field. And they picked up a first down.
So a big play at that time for the Cardinals, trying to keep their momentum going here and answer our 7-0 lead. Let's see what they can do. They bring one guy wide again, and we've seen that's pretty regular tonight. But again, here comes that wishbone set, which, boy, you don't see much at all. So they're running a unique offense and defense tonight. This time the handoff and out across the 35-yard line. Pretty good pickup of 5 yards on first down.
He ran an old Rosman play right there. It's a backside isolation. Quarterback opens up one way, and the fullback actually blocks a backside linebacker as he comes through, and he gives the ball to the bone back right behind him, and they hit that thing up in there pretty quick.
And their backs are not big. That's Jarvis Lotharp, number 10, 5'9", 150-pounder, but, boy, they're quick.
Yeah, they got good feet. They're staying on their feet. And back to the Maryland eye again, the stack eye. And got the fullback up right behind the quarterback. Counter this time again. He ran into his lead blocker, and we stack him up pretty much at the line of scrimmage there.
Yeah. King runs into a lot of maroon jerseys this time. Leading the charge over there again, Cody Long. We've talked about him. Also in there again, Jake Langston. And Jake and Cody are in a lot of plays.
Yeah, they're trying to pull these guards, onside play guards, and let the fullback feel for them in case you're blitzing or in case there's a defensive lineman trying to get into the backfield through that particular area. And so if he's not able to get that trap block, they're not getting anywhere with it. This time they're going to go back to to the Wildcat again, and they've got trips to one side.
Different set,
and they're going to run a pass route out of it. And
King throws just a little too tall, but King threw a pretty good ball to Josh Harris, just a little high.
Yeah, just put it up over him just a little too much, and coverage wasn't bad. We were trailing all the receivers, but they got out there in a hurry.
Yeah, they did. They're really quick, and we can see already that King is could be dangerous as a quarterback as well. This time it's going to be Gage Jones dropping back to return the punt. Back to punt now for the Cardinals is going to be Jonah Thompson. Got people moving side to side. Oh, the snap is high over his head. He's going to have to track it down to the 6-yard line. Falls on it, and the Maroon Devils have it 1st and goal.
Yep, on the 6. Yeah, ball just sailed on the long snapper. Went right over the top of the punter's head, and he went back and just fell on the ball, so we didn't scoop it and try to get in the end zone.
Well, Coach, when you remember the last time that happened?
My wife said she made that happen. Yeah.
In that state championship game, I can still see that ball going over that guy's head.
Yeah, she still claims to this day that she was praying it over his head, and darn if it didn't.
It did.
Went right through his hands.
Oh, that was a monster play. Here we go. Damian Lossy under center. Split backs. He's going to run it to the right side, and he's looks like he reached the ball across the goal line, but they're going to spot it at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a busted play right there. Two of our backs saw one thing, and the lead blocker did another, and as soon as Damian realized there was a problem, he just followed the lead blocker up in there and picked up what he could and ended up with the ball down on about the 2.
Colby Taylor in the backfield along with Ian Brooks. They line up right behind Damian Lossy. This time got a wing on the right side over there. It's going to be Thomas Allen. A little extra blocking power on that side, and we just go straight ahead, but it's going to in the end zone for a Maroon Devil touchdown. Well, they haven't signaled yet, but there it is.
A fumble. Carl Junaluska wanted it to be a fumble, but the head linesman said no.
Touchdown.
He got in. Touchdown. Yeah.
And once that ball crosses the plane, doesn't matter if he fumbles or not.
Doesn't matter. That's right.
So Maroon Devils off to a 13-0 lead here with just a few seconds left here in the first quarter. And off to a good start here offensively, Coach, and nothing fancy, just pretty much running between the tackles.
Yeah, just driving it down their throat right now, and I guess that's pretty much what Coach Blankenship and his staff wanted to do tonight. They just trying to reestablish everything that they know how to do.
Boy, this one is going to be no good. It came out low, never got high enough to get across the crossbar, and it's not going to be good. So it stays 13-0.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened if something happened on the snap, or it was mishandled, or he just misstepped or something down there. Yeah. But it was just a line drive. Looked like it hit the bottom of the crossbar or something.
Yeah, the snap was good, the hold is good, but somehow just kind of shanked it.
Yeah, and
didn't work. 13-0. Our Maroon Devils looking strong here early, Coach. Again, against this very unique defense that, man, I tell you, I'm surprised.
I'm glad to see it. I know. I think it's great. It's kind of a tribute to their coaching staff over there. They've got something, they're staying with it, and I'm pretty sure they're thinking that, if we're going to keep running, they've watched film just like everybody else. If we're going to try to run the ball between the tackles, they're going to load it up in there. And if you don't know what a 6-man front looks like, it's 3 defensive linemen on one side of the ball, 3 on the other side, and they're all down in the stance, and you got 1 linebacker standing right in the middle.
Here we go. Aiden Pond is going to kick it off. Good kick, going to be taken at the 17-yard line, and it's going to be out across the 30. Dangerous man on the return. That's their lead running back, King, out to the 35-yard line, where the Cardinals will take over in good shape with only 6 seconds to play here in the first quarter. One thing about it, Coach, we keep running this football. It's going to be a short night.
Yeah, this thing will be over with before you know it. Yeah, we tried to chip that kickoff down there, and they just moved everybody up, and they're still getting into the hands of those dangerous people back there. And about the only way you can stop that from happening is either kick it over their heads or squib kick that thing and force one of those up backs to pick that ball up.
So now our Maroon Devils will come out and, like you call, the wolf front with a 3-man front pretty much.
Yeah.
And this time lining up Jake Langston will, he's going to line up. Now we got a 5-man front.
Yeah, we're going to stack them up right here.
Yeah.
And that's one of the adjustments that Coach Blankenship's made. It's actually
Here goes King.
On the corner. He got
gets
to
on
the
corner,
edge.
45-50, trying to push his blocker in front of him. Finally catching him from behind is Charlie Lambert. Now, Coach, I'll say this. Last week, as we see a penalty flag down, our Maroon Devils used that wolf front a lot last Friday night.
Yeah, it's one of those things you can make a whole lot more adjustments out of it. I just found over the years, and I'm sure Coach Blankenship has learned to appreciate it too. I believe that is a holding call. Joe Holt, he watches the officials real close for us. But that wolf front just allows you to move people to the line of scrimmage rather than trying to back people off the line of scrimmage to do different things. I'd much rather take a young man that's a linebacker and move him up to the line of scrimmage and put him in a position or a technique to play as to ask a great big defensive lineman to say, okay, now if you see this formation, we're going to ask you to drop into coverage. It's just not easy to do. So I just found it a whole lot easier to coach them from back to front rather than from front to back over the years.
Yeah, and you see so many defenses this day and age, Coach, with all the spread offenses. You have to have linebackers that can basically almost be a cross between a corner and a safety that can really play pass defense.
Yeah, and over the years, coming up with true defensive linemen built like you wanted them, able to move like you want, it's just too hard to do. So I figured if I could find three. If I could just find three, then give me a whole slew of linebackers and DBs, and we'll find a mix and match. And you change it a little bit every year, but we would start with that three-man front. And any of the guys that played 50 defenses, it's the same coaching techniques. And any of them that played the 4-3, it's still the same techniques.
And we may have a fumble here as the Cardinals get things going here on the first play in the second quarter. Loose football, but it looks like they got back on it right there at the 34-yard line. So they lost a yard or so. 2nd and 11 coming up here, but that cost them.
Yeah, and then Coach Blankenship's moving them in and out of that from the 3 to the 4 front, and then into the 5 front, especially when he sees this right here. You'll see the 5 front because there's nobody split. 2 tight ends and a wishbone backfield and run a counter play out of it. And
here comes King around the left side. He got about 4 yards out to the 37-yard line. And you're right, Coach. When they have so many people up there, you can jam your guys in the box as well.
Yeah, you have to, because if you don't, the old adage, they'll outflank you. Yeah. Literally, they can block the edge, and before you can recover, and with this kind of speed, you've got to be playing them at the line of scrimmage, or they've got 2 or 3 yards on you before you move.
Yeah, it's like one old defensive coach told me one time. He said, everybody makes it so complicated. He said, it's simple math. You got this many guys, you got to have this many guys over here, too.
That's right. And you got to have them knowing what they're doing. And here again, no split receivers. You see that 5-man front again. It's just an old 52 defense.
Here they go.
Yeah.
And not much room to run. Again, good penetration in there by the Maroon Devils. And our defensive lineman, Nick Millsaps, and again, Thomas Allen and those guys, they're just not giving any ground.
No, brings up 4th down, too. And when you hold them with that kind of speed to, although they had the penalty of about 3 yards total on that 3-play drive, then you've done something. You're successful.
Gage Jones back to return this punt as Jonah Thompson will try to kick it again for the Cardinals now. 10 minutes to play in the second quarter. Maroon Devils up 13-0, and we have a whistle, and we're going to have a timeout called. Interesting to see what's happening here with this timeout on the punt. Somebody saw something they didn't like,
That's
though,
right.
Coach. Mm-hmm. Not sure what it was, but they want to make sure they get it fixed.
Yeah, that's you've got to keep, as a coach, you keep your eyes moving over there on the sidelines. There's a rule I always had when 4th down came, it looked like they were going to punt. I watched everything that the coaches did, or the head coach especially, because he's the one's kind of going to make the decision whether they're going to try to fake it or not. And if he did anything funky, if he did anything strange, if he did some kind of hand movement or signal to that punter, or the punter's looking at him, then you've got to be aware of it, because they're getting ready. They're trying to pull a trick on you.
So now they got a man in motion like they've done before on the punt, and they kick it away from Gage Jones. He follows it, but it goes out of bounds down at the 33-yard line, where we'll have it in pretty good shape with 10 minutes to play in the first half and a 13-0 lead. But they're punting it away from our return man, of course, I'm sure they've seen Bryce Sane this year on film, and nobody wants to punt to him.
Yeah, the kicking games have changed so much anymore. It used to be you tried to punt it over everybody's head or make it hang up there so long that you couldn't you could get down there and have it covered before the ball came down. But nowadays it's more hit a line drive, keep it away from people, and then get down the field and cover them.
Now, at Hayesville last week, we saw that. They had huge hang time.
Yeah.
And obviously, you just can't return it much. And here we come running right up the A-gap again, this time on the carry. It's going to be Carson Taylor. I believe that's his first carry of the night as he carries across the 35. Good 5-yard pickup, though.
Yeah, he hit the veer again there. Just a regular straight gap, B-gap veer, down blocking, inside veer play. And they're still in that 6-man front. I love it.
Yep.
I swear I do.
Now they
got both A-gaps covered. They're going to shut this midline down.
Got both Taylor brothers in the backfield, so we run to the outside.
Yeah.
And again, if they get that covered, just run it out to the C gap as Colby Taylor carries for about 3 or 4.
Yeah, Coach McMahon saw that. He saw them. They're trying to take that midline away. We've killed them with that midline, and then with Damien running that counter on the midline there and scoring, it's put them down into those A gaps now. And so that was the weak side veer. We've got the tight end and our twin receivers all to the wide side of the field, and that was a weak side veer, just ran it right by them.
Good spot on that. Here comes Damien running to the right side. That almost looked like a broken play in the backfield.
That had to be, because both backs came this way, and Damien went the other way. So that pretty much accounts for a broken play. So, but Damien
still got 4 yards.
Yeah, he always realizes when something like that's happening, he sticks his foot in the ground and he gets north and south. And that takes. He's been playing there a long time.
That's experience.
To know that. That's experience.
Yep.
Same formation, twins and tight end to the wide side, split backs. Run the weak side veer again. Same play, veer
First
blocking. Yep.
This time on the carry, it's going to be Colby Taylor out to the 45 unless we get a bad spot.
Yeah.
There we go. It should be on the 45, which is a first down.
Yeah.
But they're going to spot it on the 46, and it looks like they're going to call it a first down anyway, even though we got a little bit of a bad spot. It's enough for a first down, they say.
It's touching the line. So we're staying with this same formation. For the folks that can't see it, it's we got the tight end and our twin receivers out to the wide side of the field. Ball's on the hash on one side. We got guard and tackle on the side. Been running the veer to the weak side, down blocking it. And here we come again. Same play.
Yep, run it behind Big Nick. And, boy, they covered it pretty well this time.
Yeah, they're getting used to seeing it now. And Damien, I think, wanted to pull that ball, but there was such a collision there at the line of scrimmage. He just kept it stuck in the running back's gut there and let him get what he could get, and he picked up about a yard. But I foresee something blooming right here just pretty quick, though.
Colson Honeycutt, one of their wide defensive ends out here, if you can call him a defensive end with 6 linemen, but he came up to stop that play. 2nd down and 9. We got 1 on that. Split backs again for Damien. He's going to toss it out to the right side. Taylor cuts back in and carries down to the 43-yard line. So we got about 3 or 4 more. It's still going to bring up 3rd down at about 5.
Yeah, they did a good job defending the veer that time. This time Damien stuck the ball in there, and they closed on it real quick. He pulled it, and the defensive end then just squared up on him, and Damien pitched it, and the corner came and made the play.
So now 3rd down. We need 5. 7 minutes to play in the second quarter. 13-0. Maroon Devils in the lead. Can we get a first down here? Again, same set. We run to the left side. There's a big gap, and there's a big run for a first down. And Colby Taylor makes them pay and lost his helmet. He'll have to come out one play, but he picked up the first down.
Yeah, he hit that blazing. That's the way you want to see a veer back hit that veer lane there. Again, it was a weak side veer again, just down blocking. Big Nick just drove his feet, knocked a gap down in there, and he shot through there so quick that nobody could close to take him.
Yeah. Now, the linebackers were just not there.
No, the end couldn't even get there. Now we got the tight end. We got 2 tights in there now, but they'll have to really spread this thing out.
So, again, 6 defensive linemen, 6'3". And, again, we hand off to the left side, running to the same side. Again, Carson Taylor, another big gain of about 7 or 8 yards.
Yeah, we just keep pounding that veer lane on this side over here, just wearing them down. And
matter of fact, that might be enough for a first down. I believe they're going to say it is.
It is, and just down blocks and running by them. And there's nothing fancy about it. It's the old school veer, going right back again with 2 tight ends, 1 split backs behind Damien, 6-man front.
Thomas Allen and Nick Millsap's doing a good job. This time
Outside
they run to the other side. Oh, breaking a tackle or two over there. Hard running by Carson Taylor. And Carson and Colby, Coach, are both big kids. 5'10", 190 is Colby, and Carson is 5'11", 195. So they're strong.
Yeah, that's the first time we've seen the outside veer tonight now. And the difference is the tight end blocks down, and it's 1 gap wider. And this time, who'd been taking the quarterback had to take the dive back. And he's going to have to do it again if we run it over there, because we're right back to 2 tight ends again.
So, again, 2 tight ends.
Same play.
Running
right
to the right
again,
side.
And this time Damien keeps it.
Oh, he runs right in.
Nobody can take quarterback.
Yep.
Well, that's it. Nobody can take. There's nobody left. And once your coaching staff looks down there and says, wait a minute. The guy who's supposed to have quarterbacks have him take the dive if we down block. The linebacker can't get there, so Damien walks it in the end zone.
Nobody touched him.
That's right.
As he goes all the way in. It's a 19-0 Maroon Devil lead. 5.5 minutes to play now. Is coming on as Gavin Lanning for the extra point. But outstanding work on the offensive front there, Coach, as our linemen are doing a great job. Extra point is going to be up, and no, it's wide right.
Wow.
And so we missed 2 of them tonight with 5.5 minutes to play. We're going to break down the line so our folks at WBHN can, run some ads. We'll be back in 1 minute right here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Swain County Schools views athletic participation as an extension of the classroom, where valuable life lessons are taught and learned by student-athletes. These lessons are best learned when respect is accorded to all participants: players, coaches, officials, administrators, and other fans. Profanity, sexist, racial, or ethnic comments or other intimidating actions directed at anyone in this contest venue will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Help us make the right call by exhibiting good sportsmanship throughout the event, regardless of personal feelings or loyalties during the contest. Sportsmanship. Together, we make the...
Well, that's dangerous. Boom, there we go.
Fans, welcome back on the return. They couldn't quite find the football. They finally get it, but we knock them down at the 10-yard line. And again, outstanding play. Cody Long down there along with Ian Brooks. And Coach, they just couldn't get their hands on the ball.
It was one of those. It took one of those jackrabbit hops, and it went over his head. And he had to turn around and pick it up. And just as he turned around after he picked it up, he got leveled right there. And on the 11-yard line. It don't get any better than that.
Oh, outstanding coverage. Albemarle, by the way, leading Hayesville 12-0. Albemarle had to finally come to the mountains. I don't think they've ever been up here. They had to go 526 miles. And they're leading. Also, Andrews leading Cherokee 14-0 right now.
Serves Albemarle right.
That's it.
Serves them right.
We've been down to their place several times, and that's a long trip. Here we go as now we're going to have a timeout called by Union Academy as they didn't like what they saw on the Maroon Devils' defensive side of the ball here, Coach, with 5:27 to play. But our defense has been playing very well.
Yeah, the only thing they've shown any promise of is them just bouncing that thing all the way to the edge, using that speed and trying to get some kind of outside leverage on us. That's the only time they picked up any yardage, and I would venture to say that's the only way they're going to see any tonight. Especially in the first half of this ball game, they're not going to find it easy going in between those tackles. They're going to have to go outside to make any headway. I think their coach realizes that, and he's just going to he's probably going to try to turn them loose. And they have a wide side this time going into their sideline. So I don't know if I'm him. Whatever offense I've got that's going to go that way and turn those backs loose, I think I'd run it.
Talking about long trips, Albemarle had the longest trip, 526 miles to Hayesville. Union Academy had the second longest trip, 414 miles up here to Swain County. Owen had to go to West Stanley over 300 miles. South Point up the road at Smoky Mountain had to go over 300 miles, and Kannapolis Brown at Robertson almost 300 miles. Boy, they throw a bomb down the left sideline. It's going to be up for grabs. There was a little pushing on both ways, but that pass not even close. Double coverage by our secondary.
Yeah, Connor had him all the way. He saw it. He was stretched out over there to the numbers, and when a receiver gets that wide and he takes off the ball like that, and Connor just opened his hips up and got in a foot race with him there and was with him the whole way.
And again, that's their 6'4" receiver, Derek Young, and again, their numbers on the front anyway are kind of small. They're tough to read, but Young, 6'4". Of course, good coverage by 6'1" Connor Hyatt. I understand he was named, I think, Mr. Ridge Runner this week
at
great.
Swain
High. So
that's great.
Way to go, Connor.
Back to the wishbone, a little wider this time. Yeah, get a little more play action. Going to throw it to the back out of the backfield, and
he caught it, but he slipped.
Yeah,
that was Josh Harris.
Right,
good
had
coverage.
Good coverage on it. He was right. He was closing the gap on him in a hurry. As soon as he touched the ball, he hit him, but the receiver went down. That was the lead back coming out of the backfield, the bone back, if you want to call him that. He was just flaring out of the backfield.
Talking about people we want to congratulate. Congratulations to Kenzie Eagleman. Signed a softball scholarship this week with Erskine. And I tell you what, I know Coach Toby Burrow was happy. The family was happy. And that's always a huge deal. When here comes a late penalty flag.
Yeah, there's 12 in the huddle that time. They was trying to substitute. They were going to try to run out of the gun this time, I think, the way that quarterback lined up. And when they broke their huddle, one of them just kept running, and he went off the sidelines out of the coach's box, and that's a penalty.
And the officials saw that one. So now with 4:41 to play, this penalty is going to move Union back to the 7-yard line. So now they're looking at third down and about 14 to go, as they've been backing up since that kick.
Yeah, they're putting twins into the boundary and putting one receiver out here to the wide side. Going to run it from the gun this time.
Got a bad snap. Quarterback picks it up and just runs right up the gut and makes something out of a totally bad play as he's going to be stopped down there by Jake Langston, but just a bad snap.
Yeah, Jacob's heads up right there because that quarterback, when he picked that ball up, there was a seam there, and he shot right through it coming back upfield, and he was headed for a first down. But Jacob was coming off the edge and happened to see it and reversed his whole path and tracked him down and tackled him from behind.
I tell you, Jake, our leading tackler this year, he is around the ball so much. They got a man in motion again. This time they angle it high, and it's going to be very short toward the sideline. Takes a big bounce, but a poor punt, and now the Maroon Devils are going to get it at the 34-yard line of Union Academy. Outstanding field position.
Yeah, just almost 4 minutes left, 3:58. We'll see if we can get this one in right here and put a little more icing on this cake.
There we go. And we still have 3 timeouts left. Union has no timeouts, so we can really use some good clock management here, Coach, with 3 timeouts.
Yeah, I see them right here with I see Connor Hyatt splitting out, and they've got these 2 tight ends. There's 3 minutes left, and in a minute, I'll guarantee you, they're going to find him.
This time we run to the right side. Ian Brooks carries to the 31, a 3-yard pickup.
Outside veer again. Straight veer blocking down the line of scrimmage, tight end blocking down. We ran out of 2 tights again, slammed it down, and made that defensive end make up his mind who he's going to take. And he reached late for the dive back. He's holding his belly out there right now because that's hard on you when you have to make up your mind about which one you're going to take, because if he's wrong, we score.
Yeah, that's you give a guy a seam, and it doesn't take much, does it?
No, it doesn't. It won't take long for Damien if he pulls that ball and that outside linebacker misses him.
And again, Connor McCoy playing tonight in the place of Colby Kirkland at his offensive line spot. Damien right over the middle, wide open, easy touchdown. Nobody close to Jake Langston.
No free safety in the middle of the field. And for all the old football players out there, that's that 33 dump pass. We ran it to perfection right there. Just faked the dive. There's nobody in the middle of the field. They're all playing the veer. And Langston ran straight upfield, right by the linebackers, and he's running all by himself. And Damien hit him right in stride.
Nobody around him. Nobody got a hand on him. Nobody had a chance. Nope. Coaches, you're right. Nobody's there.
Nope. Not when you're playing man coverage that way and a 6-man front with 3 linebackers.
Now coming on to kick is going to be Gavin Lanning again. Good snap, good hold, kick up, and it looks good. This one is good. So we're 2 for 4 here tonight. And the Maroon Devils still 3:09 to play. We scored in a hurry, and it's a 26-0 Maroon Devil lead.
Yeah, that feels good. When you got a football team like that you're able to take advantage of a situation. Was there a bad punt? You're on their side of the field, and you walk the thing right down the field and put it in the end zone that quick. And man, it brightens your spirits a whole lot.
And on the other side of that, Coach, boy, that's a kick in the head to have that happen to you that quick.
Oh yeah, it's not any fun to be on the other side of that. And this year we've been on the other side of that a little bit. And it's not fun. So it's good to see some confidence coming back. It's good to see some tempo coming back. It's good to see some of them just taking the bull by the horns and making things happen.
Now getting ready to kick off again. It's going to be Aiden Pond, number 11. Doesn't take a big go. He just kind of pops this one up in the air. Going to be a short kick away from their dangerous people. Going to be taken by an up man, and he actually kind of went backwards there, but he hung onto the ball. That's big Hayden Balkum, 6'3" senior.
Yeah, and that was not an onside kick. He kicked that thing straight up in the air and make sure it didn't go deep enough for those speed demons back there to get their hands on it and make something happen here before halftime. That's just being careful, being cautious, and using your kicking game smartly. And
obviously our coaches know Union has not a single timeout left, so they have 3:02 to play. And, again, they cannot stop the clock unless they spike it or get out of bounds or throw one incomplete. And, again, Neil Blankenship looking over our defense now as he sees that same old Wishbone lineup right behind the quarterback.
There's that Wolf heavy front. That's a good one, boy, to play this right here. Get to him.
And this time we got him, but he gained a few yards. Finally, Jake Langston hung on to him. Again, that's Isaac King, their best running back. But so far, we've contained him very well.
Yeah, again, the best offense they got is try to get to the edge, and that's exactly what they did. They pitched the ball back there to him and said, get gone with it, and pulled a guard out in front of him and had everybody else blocking upfield, and he's just out there trying to pick up what he can get. And he's dangerous. Now, he knows how to move his feet.
Oh, no doubt. You give him any kind of daylight, and he's in trouble. Now he's going to be on the Wildcat and take the snap. And this time they got trips over here wide on the right side. Oh, he fumbled it. Now he's going to pick it up, and he's going to be hammered back at the 31-yard line. We had 3 guys coming after him. Charlie Lambert among those, and he had nowhere to go. Yeah,
that ball went right through his hands, and by the time he got back there and turned around and stood up with it, we pummeled him right there.
I mean, there were guys.
Shook up a little bit. Yeah.
3 guys on him, so no blocking up front.
Nope.
Man, oh, man. He once he got the ball, Coach, he just saw a lot of Maroon. And
it looked like they were going to try to get him out here to the wide side of the field on the edge again by taking that direct snap in that Wildcat formation, and they're going to run it out of the eye this time, and just a regular eye, tight end, 2 splits. Going to try to throw the ball upfield.
Quarterback's in trouble. He couldn't find anybody open, and he had pressure coming as we had people coming blitzing on him, Coach. And he just had no time.
Yeah, that'll bring up 4th down. Yeah, he didn't have time to find a receiver. They just we poured in on him there in that situation, and
they're going to punt again.
Yeah.
And with 1:11 to play, there's a timeout on the field. We'll take a break as well. Fans, stay tuned. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. They punted away off the foot of Jonah Thompson, and it's going to be actually taken and breaking a tackle or two and doing a good job over there on the return is Gage Jones. And, Coach, I tell you, that was gritty because he had people bearing down on him.
Yeah, I'm proud of him as I can be. He stood in there, and he's catching that ball and saving us a ton of yards for that ball hitting and rolling, especially with that rugby-style punt, because I'm telling you, if it hits, it's going to roll. It's going to take off. And he's catching that ball when it's kicked to him and getting upfield and getting positive yards and saving a bunch of yards on the back end.
Yeah, good job, because you're right. Once it hits, normally it's going to roll 10 to 15 yards down the field.
And that's not an easy thing to do.
No.
Stand out there and people don't understand that. If you want a real feeling, listen to those feet coming down that field at you and you looking up in the air. You have no idea where anybody is.
That's it, and they're bearing down in a hurry. We got a big hole on the left side. Breaking a tackle, adding some more yards on the end of it is going to be big Colby Taylor as he runs all the way out to the 48-yard line, first down.
Yeah, weak side, outside veer out of two tight ends. We're staying with the two tight end look right here. And down block and ran right by him. I mean, he never even laid a glove on us.
So here we go.
Yeah, they're doing some substitute. Now they're moving some people around, trying to stop this outside veer now. They've forgotten about the midline.
And it looks like somebody blew the whistle there. It looks like he threw a flag. Yeah, got a false start against us. Yeah, somebody moved. And so we back up 5. We still have 2 timeouts left, even though we only have 37 seconds left here in the first half. We still have a couple of timeouts on this 26-0 lead. So let's see if we have enough time to bust one again.
Still 2 tights. We got the split receiver into the boundary. Yep.
Damian back to throw.
Going to hang it up. That's the one we was looking for Connor.
Here's Connor.
Just through his hands.
Through his hands on the sideline. The defender had his back to him. He couldn't really defend the pass, but boy, just that close.
Yeah, I wished we'd had him out to the wide side that time and run that one. He would like to see. Yeah, he had a step on him, and if he'd had a little more ground to extend out, but he was right against the boundary over here by the time he made his move to get around him, and he just didn't have enough room.
Yeah, didn't have much room at all. Second down now. We need 15, 32 seconds to play.
Still in 2 tight, split back. Still got the split into the boundary.
Oh, we moved again. Yeah, Nick Millsap's moved on the left side this time.
Yeah, we got and we would have scored on that play. Yeah, we ran the outside veer again. No, I take that back. It was the inside veer, and we hit it just blazing. They've widened their tackles. Now, I'm going to call them tackles because there are 2 sets of tackles. There's a set on each side. So in the old days, they called them guards, defensive guards, but you don't hear that anymore. But they widened those tackles to take the outside veer lanes away, and when they widened them that last time, you could see those other guys coaching them to get wider. Then we came back with the inside veer and hit it right there, but it got blown dead.
So now the Maroon Devils use one of our timeouts. We have 1 left, 29 seconds now to play before halftime. And by the way, even though you can't see them, be sure and listen in. We're going to have the band performing at halftime, so again, we appreciate our folks back at the radio station, Wyatt Burnett, Andy Rogers, and all the folks back at WBHN 94.1 FM and 1590 AM. As we can't bring you all the video tonight, the state won't let us, and so we're doing the best we can to describe every single thing of what's going on down on the field. And here we go, 29 seconds to play now. This time we got a wing on the right side, 2 wide, 1 man in the backfield along with Damian. 8 hands off, and he reverses it. And coming around this side is going to be Groenwald down the sideline to the 45, to the 40. Got a couple of blockers, cuts back inside, got a whole bunch of blockers, and he's going to take it all the way to the house.
That's fun.
Wow.
That's fun.
Wow. How about
man,
that?
I wish you folks could see this at home.
That was great blocking.
He ran 300 yards. He did. He made – it was a reverse. We pitched it back to him. It's kind of like a speed sweep on a reverse look. And he came all the way to the boundary and then cut all the way back across the field and ended up on their sidelines, going down the sidelines to score. It was great.
And once, when he came over on this side, Coach, he had 1 or 2 blockers. But when he cut across the field toward their sideline, you could just see a wall of blockers.
Yeah, they just set up for him right there. And that's exciting. I love to see that. I'm glad we did that. That
was pretty.
We don't run many of those plays, and it's exciting to see that because that was That's one of them rabbits out of the hat, and darn if it didn't work to perfection.
And I was just so impressed by the blocking because he, no matter which way he went, he had people in front of him knocking their guys down.
Well, I was pretty sure they had him over here on our sidelines. But as soon as he decided to slow down a little bit and make that cut, like you said, all I saw was maroon jerseys out in front of him, and he just got in behind them, ran all the way across the field, then up the sidelines and scored.
Just an outstanding job
now
by Donovan Cornwald. And now we're 2 times in a row we got false start penalties, so we're backing up 10 yards. This is going to be a field goal attempt.
Yeah, and a lot of times this happens when your linemen aren't looking at the ball because there's not a snap signal anymore. I don't think we use one. I never did like to use one. I wanted to move when the ball moved, and so I just tried to get them to look and see the ball, see the movement. Sometimes the defenders jump, and it causes you to jump.
And here's another penalty, even though we missed it.
They've been jumping over our offensive linemen. I'm going to see if this is that same scenario. They did it the first time, and they've been doing it on the edges ever since. And now they got some players out there wanting to argue with each other and argue with officials. So we'll see what this boils down to.
We may get to kick it again. Yeah, personal foul on that. That's what they're doing, Coach.
Yeah. You're not. I watched them every time we've attempted an extra point, either off the edge or somewhere in the middle. Somebody's making an attempt to jump over a lineman, and it's just not.
That's a personal foul.
Yeah, they put that rule in for your protection because a lot of people in the old days you'd take a run and even just put your foot on their back and jump over them, or one of your defensive linemen's back and jump and.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, they made it illegal because there's just too many different ways you can get hurt when you're airborne.
And now instead of back at the 20, we're up at the about the 13-yard line.
Yeah,
we had the distance this time, and it's good.
We hit it. There we go.
So that penalty cost them a point.
Yeah, it did. And I don't think they ejected that young man, but he went off the field. The coach probably took him off so he wouldn't get because he looked like he was pretty heated up and upset about what was going on. So
now 13 seconds to play before halftime, and again. Back at the station, be ready to roll here. We're going to be, we'll listen to the band at halftime and send it back to the station for the halftime duration. And then we'll be back for the second half. And I tell you, if this ball game continues, we might even see a running clock later in the second half. We'll see. Maroon Devils up 33-0 over Union Academy out of Monroe, North Carolina. And this time we're going to line up and do that same kick. Going to pop it up short.
We'll try to just pop this one up and make one of the short defenders, and it's going to hit the ground in front of their deep
Here
returners.
comes Josh Harris, and Josh Harris is pinned on the sideline.
Good tackle
good
there
open
by
field
Connor.
tackle by Connor Hyatt.
Yeah, Connor was the end man out here, went straight down, gathered his body. I love that. He got control of his body and just made sure of the tackle. He didn't try to knock the ball carrier out. He just literally wrapped him up and rolled him to the ground, as if to say, no further. You're not getting any further than right here.
And that guy's elusive, so that was a good open field tackle.
That was that's exceptional there.
So now Monroe, no timeouts, only 9 seconds to play. They might just take a knee and take this one into halftime. We'll see. As they're going to line it up with that straight eye.
Yep.
And three guys lined up. Just straight. You don't see this much either, Coach. Just 3 backs right behind the quarterback in a line.
No, it used to be pretty popular back 15, 20 years ago.
And they hand it off to the up man, the fullback, and he carries, and that's going to be the final play as the teams head for the locker room here in the first round of the State 1AA playoffs. Our Maroon Devils in control, 33-0 over the Union Academy Cardinals. Fans, stay tuned. We'll be back to get the second half underway, but halftime goes back to WBHM, and, of course, we'll hopefully get some band going for you at halftime as well. Stay tuned. We'll be back here on the Maroon Devils Network.
This is Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. I've got some important information for you guys, so listen up. It is time to pre-order your very own DVD or Blu-ray box set of the 2019 Maroon Devil varsity football season. This action-packed set will include every regular season game, all postseason games, plus a specially edited game highlights program. You can choose either DVDs or Blu-ray discs for the same low price of just $30 per set. Go to www.maroondevils.com and click Store to place your order. Get all of the action and excitement of the 2019 varsity football season to enjoy in the comfort of your own home for years to come. So what are you waiting for? Go now. Go to www.maroondevils.com to get your own piece of Maroon Devil history. I'm Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if you enjoy our videos, please hit the notification bell down below so you can get a notification every time that we upload a video. This is Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. I'd like to talk to you about an important policy. Please remember that smoking and the use of smokeless tobacco or e-cigarettes and other vaping devices is prohibited on all campuses in Swain County. This includes Swain County Memorial Stadium. Smoking and the use of smokeless tobacco or e-cigarettes and other vaping devices is not allowed while on campus for faculty, staff, students, fans, or visitors to our campuses. Thank you for supporting Swain County Schools.
Giannis is our winner. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, sir. No, appreciate you, man. That's
Calling all units. I repeat, calling all units. We have an arc heist in Harlem. I repeat, we have an arc heist in Harlem. Attention all units. There's a second heist in progress. Please respond immediately. Attention, all units. There has been yet another heist. The master thief has yet to be apprehended. People will not soon forget the heist in Harlem.
Congratulations, Lincoln High School marching band for another fine performance.
This is Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. I've got some important information for you guys, so listen up. It is time to pre-order your very own DVD or Blu-ray box set of the 2019 Maroon Devil varsity football season. This action-packed set will include every regular season game, all postseason games, plus a specially edited game highlights program. You can choose either DVDs or Blu-ray discs for the same low price of just $30 per set. Go to www.maroondevils.com and click Store to place your order. Get all of the action and excitement of the 2019 varsity football season to enjoy in the comfort of your own home for years to come. So what are you waiting for? Go now. Go to www.maroondevils.com to get your own piece of Maroon Devil history.
Fans, welcome back as it's going to be Union kicking off to our Maroon Devils to get the second half underway, and a good return underway out across the 22-yard line, breaking a tackle, still on his feet at the 23-yard line. Nice job over there. Looks like Donovan Groenwald doing a good job on the return here, Coach, as we're going to get this football to get the second half underway.
Yeah, I was wanting him to hurry up and get to the ground. When you get stood up like that and somebody's got your ankles and you're twisted up, but that's a dangerous position. We don't need to be losing him right now. He's too exciting to watch. And there's a time there where he just he knows that, too. He's trying to make something happen, but he just needs to get on the ground.
This time we got 3 wide receivers.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen this tonight as our Maroon Devils come out with 2 backs right behind Damian Lossey. And he turns and hands off to the left side. And running hard as always is going to be Colby Taylor for about 5 yards on first down. And, Coach, I don't think we've had a negative yardage play hardly all night.
No, that was there again. That's the inside. We didn't even have a tight end. We ran out of twins to the wide side of the field, one split to the weak side. Just had from tackle to tackle on the line of scrimmage. Going to do the same thing this time. And so it's just a true inside veer look all the way down the line of scrimmage.
Here we go, 3 wide again. Second down, we need 5. And we're going to pitch it out this time. It's going to be Ian Brooks cutting back up against the grain. Running hard, gets a first down. Very late penalty flag coming in over there from the side judge.
Yeah, I'm not real sure what this is going to be because unless he's going to call a late hold, but nobody, the blocking was over there, and then he decided to throw the flag, so I'm not real sure what that could be about.
Yeah, that's interesting, the timing of the penalty flag. It is going to be a hold. Man,
I think
play looked like it was pretty much over.
It was over. I mean, there wasn't any blocking going on over there when he threw the flag, so I'm not real sure what he saw, but it looked like 2 good blocks. It was to the twin side. We just came off and blocked them one-on-one, and Damian pitched the ball off the end that had him there, and Ian, as soon as he saw that where the blocking was, he stuck his foot in the ground and went upfield and actually cut back across the field, and but it was all negated back to the original line of scrimmage now.
Here we go back at the 24, second down and 10. Our Maroon Devils this time operating out of the shotgun. Damian pitches it to the right side. It's going to be Taylor out across the 30. Breaks a tackle, 35. Yeah. He's got the first down all the way out to the 39-yard line. It's going to be Colby Taylor.
Yeah, nifty bit of running right there. Yeah. We ran that out of the gun. I love this. I really do. I would like to see us do this more. This is the option out of the gun set where you're running this thing downhill. To me, it's as dangerous, if not more dangerous, than the line of scrimmage veer. It is. Your quarterback can see so much more, and you can dictate a lot of times who's going to take what. I always loved this offense right here of being able to run the veer out of the gun set and do it just exact, block it the same way on the line of scrimmage.
And here we go. We hand off. This time yes. Damian keeps it. Runs around the left side way into the secondary. And again, people have to come up from behind and gang tackle him, but he's all the way to their 45-yard line.
Yeah, now this is a little different look for us because this is actually a zone read. And this is cool here, too, because this is something that I'm sure that that the coaching staff's been playing with a little bit, but it gives Damian a chance to say, it's just like the option. I'm either going to give it to him right here, or I'm going to pull it if you take him and run the thing back inside of you. If you don't take him, I'm just going to hand it to him, and I'm going to stand here and let you hit me. And so it's a veer look, but it's more like a zone read play.
And he read that
We're going to run
well.
it again. We're going to run it again right here. He just ran the dead sweep this time.
They come up and made a play on him in the backfield.
Yeah, good play by number 11 there. He came up with like a blur from his corner position and made a good open field tackle right there. He was about the only one that could get Grunwald right there, and he tackled him behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and I think that's the first time tonight we've had a negative play.
Yeah, that was Derek Young. He's 6'4", 195, making that tackle. He was coming like he was shot out of a cannon. He saw that pretty quick.
He was quick.
Yeah. Got Grunwald back there again.
And he's the middle linebacker, Coach, so he's in a position he can read that stuff as well, as he's right behind that A-gap, and here we go running right at him, this time blocking him pretty well up there, doing a good job getting a shoulder into him is Chase Hughes, our guard, who kept him out of the play.
Yeah, that's another good play for Damian right there. This time it's a quarterback lead out of the gun. We faked the ball to the running back, who was Grunwald that time, to the wide side of the field. In the meantime, we've got a an up back, a wing back, who's folding back inside and running it like an isolation play. He's finding that single linebacker in there and going up and blocking and trying to get a block on him.
3rd down and 8 now. This time we have receivers wide left and right. Got a wing on the left side.
Back in the gun again. Yep. Here we come with that option again, speed option.
Damian running straight ahead inside the 40.
Yeah.
Nice gain of about 4 yards.
Yeah, and I know what he's thinking. He wished he'd have pitched that ball. Because I'll bet you right then, the way we had him blocked out there on the edge, that could have been his touchdown. And Damian knows this. He heard him a minute ago running that, but now he's seen it. And this time, because there was nobody left to take the pitch back.
And Nick had a good block on the outside. That left side was open outside the C gap. And, they were blocking down, and there was room. 4th down now. We need about almost 5, about 4.5. 8 minutes to play, and here we go.
Underneath center, probably going to try to draw him off. Nope, going to run the veer. Damian keeps it.
He's got it.
Picks the first down.
Good job. Damian Lossy so quick.
Yeah. Outside veer, and he just, as soon as he faked that dive play, he tucked that football. He knew he was going to keep it for the first down. He's either going to get it or not himself.
And he got it.
Yeah, he wasn't going to try to pitch that ball. He turned it upfield as quick as he could.
All the way down to the 34-yard line of Union Academy. Our Maroon Devils with a very comfortable 33-0 lead right now with 7:28 to play in the 3rd quarter. Trying to add to this lead here in the first round of the state 1AA playoffs.
Yeah, and I don't want folks to get the wrong idea. This Union Academy bunch is a good-looking bunch of players. It's not like some of the academies we've played. These,
you're right.
They're a good-looking bunch of players.
This time, Damian runs it to the left side. He's in trouble, and they have too many people out there. We didn't have enough blockers. So, again, that's that bad math, Coach. They had too many people, and we had not enough.
Yeah, they got a kid there at number 44, Connor Bradley. He's 6'2", 185. He did something right there that's very difficult to do. He read us reading the veer, and he actually tackled both the running back and the quarterback simultaneously, and that
blows it up.
That don't happen very often, and that's difficult to do. But he's trying to make it work out there, and he did a good job of it. He's over here to our sideline this time. Now we're going to get a timeout.
So we're going to check things out and talk it over. 6:31 to play. Fans, stay tuned. We'll be back after this break. 1-minute timeout on the Maroon Devils Network. All right. Yeah, the way this drive's going, it may be a while before we get a break. We've played 5.5 minutes already and no score.
This is Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. I've got some important information for you guys, so listen up. It is time to pre-order your very own DVD or Blu-ray box set of the 2019 Maroon Devil varsity football season. This action-packed set will include every regular season game, all postseason games, plus a specially edited game highlights program. You can choose either DVDs or Blu-ray discs for the same low price of just $30 per set. Go to www.maroondevils.com and click Store to place your order. Get all of the action and excitement of the 2019 varsity football season to enjoy in the comfort of your own home for years to come. So what are you waiting for? Go now. Go to...
Welcome back as the Maroon Devils during that timeout got the ball to Connor Hyatt. He got the end zone, Coach, so obviously very good timeout as our Maroon Devils ran an outstanding play.
Yeah, fake the veer look. Connor ran a two-step slant pattern. He ran straight at the corner because they're out here locked up with him man-to-man. He's out here to the wide side of the field. You could see that coming from the first half. It's not a fair fight when he can make a cut like that. And he made that cut, and Damian hit him dead on stride, and he took it to the house.
Outstanding play on the point after touchdown is good. And the Maroon Devils in control with 6:24 to play and a 40-0 lead. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. Here comes the kick and the return from the 20-yard line, a short kick, and this is the dangerous man talking about King on the return. Out to the 40, out to the 45, out to the 47-yard line again. Very dangerous, weaving his way through traffic, Coach, and he has that ability.
Yeah, and they did a great job blocking us up front then. I mean, the credit to them. They ran a trap, a three-man trap block where three of their guys from one side of the field ran across the field while everybody else just kind of turned back against the grain, and those three trapped us and blocked all three of ours in the middle, and he hit that thing running and gets the ball out to midfield.
So their best field position on a kick return tonight, and they've had several kick returns, as you can imagine, in a 40-0 ball game, and now the officials are trying to get the chain set at the line of scrimmage, who's at the 47-yard line. And they got him set, so I think we're ready to go here on 1st down and 10. Again, 6:16 to play. It's been a fast-moving ball game here against Union Academy from Monroe, North Carolina, here in the first round of the Big 1A, or if you want to call it the 1AA playoffs. Quarterback back to throw, swings it out to the tight end. But, boy, he's in trouble as we have four guys on him just as soon as the ball gets there.
Yeah, Connor, he played that so smart. He saw what was happening, and instead of running to take a shot at that big guy who's got such elusive feet, there again, all he did was box him up. And as you look, there was four maroon helmets coming right downhill, coming right at him to help him make that play. And all Connor did was wrap him up, take him out of bounds.
Second down now, so
here
again,
he goes again.
Play.
Yeah, matching up with him to the wide side of the field. Now they're going to run out of that Wildcat set again with trips to one side, and here he comes, just a foot race to the corner. And we got him.
Boy, he didn't win the foot race.
No.
Outstanding coverage over there. Coach, our linebackers, that was Ian Brooks and company, and they just strung it out
right
great.
Down the line of scrimmage, just the way you want to play it. Everybody was in an alley. Nobody went and took a shot at him, and he was flying to get to that corner. And just as he was getting close to the sidelines, and he knew he couldn't go any further, he had to turn it up, and Ian made the play on it.
So an outstanding play, 3rd down, 11 now. As all of a sudden in two straight plays, the Cardinals have been moving backwards here with 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. This time they have twins out to the left side. Got an unfamiliar eye right behind the quarterback. He's going to drop and throw, has pressure, throws it out there before he was ready. Pass incomplete, 4th down coming up.
Yeah, good blitz call by Coach Blankenship right there. That's in the old days we used to call a jet call. It's just real simple. A weak side linebacker, he gets his normal depth, and he waits until the ball snaps before he comes so that the offensive linemen have already committed to who they're going to block, and he ran right between them. He almost was able to tip that ball.
That's it. He was in the backfield in a hurry. All right, back to return again for the Maroon Devils here. And again, got to be careful with their line drive punts. Gage Jones, they like to use that old soccer-style punt. This time they aim it toward the right sideline. Kind of a knuckleball, but they're going to actually down it at the 24-yard line, so we can't return it. So they covered it pretty well.
Yeah, they touched it before we did. The ball took one hop, and their defender at that point just grabbed the ball. He didn't want to. I don't think he wanted to take a chance of him touching that ball again because he's getting more and more dangerous every time he touches it.
He had a good return last time, so now with 4:49 to play, 40-0, Maroon Devils have not been stopped. I don't think we've had to punt one time tonight. With our offense really getting the job done, and obviously the defense has been pitching a shutout, and you couldn't ask for a better overall effort here tonight.
No, it's we're getting back into some type of rhythm, and there again. We're not playing a bunch of slouches. These young men can play. But this sweep right here looks good.
Oh, here comes Taylor around the right side. I thought for a minute they grabbed his face mask, and there is a flag coming in. I thought they grabbed his face mask from behind.
Yeah, it looked like to me that's what he did, but he's either going to call a horse caught. No, it's a face mask.
It's a face mask.
Yeah.
And but a great run, even though with the face mask by Colby Taylor for a first down.
He just took off like a jet coming to this side, and he was moving his feet, and he saw that edge, and it was a blur.
And he didn't let that face mask slow him down much. He got to the sideline in a hurry.
Yeah, he picked up 4 more yards after they had a hold of his face mask.
So now out to the 50-yard line after the penalty. Maroon Devils first down and 10. 4:43 to play here in quarter number 3 with a 40-0 lead. And again, there's that 6-man front with that middle linebacker standing right dead center in the A-gap.
Yeah, we traded the tight end, run the outside veer again this time, and picked up probably about 6 more yards, maybe 7 yards on first down. Yeah, about 7 yards. It's just veer blocking, just knocking them. They're getting worn out down in there. I've noticed they've taken the big number 72 out of there. They got another big kid in there, number 70. He's a monster looking.
Yeah, 6'4", 235.
Yeah, he's a big kid, but they've taken that other one out. I believe he took all the pounding of that veer blocking he wanted.
And that will wear you down.
Yeah, Connor Hyatt, that quarterback.
Connor threw a bullet.
And
it's going to be complete down there to Robert Green.
First down.
Boy, he smoked that ball in there.
Yeah, and Robert went up between two of them and put his hands right in front of his face and caught that football. He saw it hit his hands. That was an excellent play by Connor and the receiver. Good pass blocking for a 6-man rush. They couldn't get there.
And boy, he threw a rope on that pass, Coach.
He did. He put that thing on the line. Now he's going to run out of the gun here a little bit.
He's going to stay in there at quarterback. Right beside him is going to be Colby Taylor.
Yeah.
And he hands off. And this time, though, they diagnose it pretty well as they bring a lot of folks. Baden Bauckham, one of their defensive ends, comes up on the hit.
Yeah, and that ball just about went over Connor's head. He's talking to his center about it right now. And Connor's a big, tall young man, and he had to elevate to get that thing. And a little bit mistiming on the handoff, and they were able to get upfield on us. This defensive end over here, that's 44 for them. He's pretty good. Connor Bradley, he's a pretty good football player. He's 6'2", 185. He's been all over the field for them tonight.
Yeah, they have some athletes. This time, Connor's going to be under center with the split backs behind him. He runs to the left side. Got a lot of room over here on the left side. Looking back to the other side of the field, trying to get his man open. Can't get him open, so he's going to tuck it and run down to the 20, to the 15, out of bounds at the 12-yard line. Good coverage down there on Robert Green this time.
Yep, they covered us up. That man coverage, that's the thing about it. If you can get broke loose out there in single coverage like that, then your quarterback will see you, but nobody broke open. And Connor, there, he covered about 60 yards in that run. He was over on the numbers on the other side of the field and reverse field and come all the way back over here and went out of bounds on this side.
So good job by Connor Hyatt. Again, he has he's very I think Coach just almost underestimated how quick he is.
Oh, yeah. Those long legs.
He's quick.
I know he's not run his daddy. He got run his daddy constantly.
He stays in the backfield. Yep. Hands off on the jet sweep. This time it's going to be Donovan Groenwald. And Groenwald down inside the 5. Did he get in? He's very close. Very close.
He's fun to watch. You don't know what he's going to do next. I thought he was going to try to get all the way to the sidelines, and he stuck that foot in the ground and turned it upfield and made another move, made another one miss. But, yeah, it's just a jet sweep out of the gun look. It's just snap it back there to the quarterback. He's already in motion, and he hands it to him coming right in front of him. And he's already got a full head of steam when he gets there, and you just stick it in his belly, and he goes with it.
Here we go, down at the 1-yard line, first down and goal with 2:10 to play. And we go straight ahead, nothing fancy, touchdown, Maroon Devils.
Yep. I'm not sure we were set there, but it doesn't matter. They called it a touchdown. I looked like we just got up there and quick snapped it, and I don't know if our receivers were even lined up yet, but that's all right.
Hey, it still counts.
It counts. It counts. We don't care, but we punched that one in and went up 46-0 with 2 minutes left to go in the third. 2 minutes and 7 seconds. So.
Coach, a different twist on offense, so that gives people down the road something to think about.
It is. That was a whole lot. I've seen a lot more offense. Of course, I've had to miss a couple of weeks, but I've seen a lot more variation of offense, and that, like you say, people have to watch film and prepare for some of it because as much veer as we have run, and then to get into a gun situation, a shotgun situation, and then run the option out of that, man, I tell you, that is scary to watch as far as a defensive coach's standpoint. Because the blocking's the same, it's you got to reassign people up there when they get in that gun look. It's not the same when it reaches the edge. It's really not.
So now we're going to be kicking it back to Union Academy with a 2:07 on the clock, 47-0. Maroon Devils in control. We'll see if they employ a running clock. That is the norm. I don't know if in the playoffs if they're going to use that scenario, but I know in the regular season, once it reaches this point, normally it's a running clock from here on out, but we'll see. Third quarter, 2:07 to go, and getting ready to pop it up short again is going to be Aiden Pond, and it's going to be taken by an up man, and he falls, though, at the 30-yard line. And, Coach, that is one thing I wish that high school and college would change. Just because a player hits the knee when he's not touched by a defensive player, I wish they could get up and run.
Yeah, I think if they had bigger officiating crews like they do in the championship games when you got 7-man crews, you can see more of that. A lot of that gets missed. You don't know if knees go down and this type of thing. And, you don't know if somebody has been if any part of their body's touched the ground. I know I've seen a couple of high school plays this year where the running back or receiver's body never touches the ground. He's laying on top of a defender, and he gets up and takes off running again, which there's a no call, and he's still running, which makes it a good call.
Here comes King out in the secondary and out across the 35-yard line. Good gain of about 8 yards for Union.
Yeah, we got a lot of new faces out there right now, and he kind of picked his way through us that time. Matter of fact, it looks like they're all new.
Yep, got a whole bunch out there. Trip Peterson is out there. Sam Bernheisel is out there. We'll try to check the numbers as we can. We've got Elias Watkins, one of our seniors. John Parton back there in the secondary. Also with the secondary, we've got Andrew Chavez. So a lot of new folks out there. 9 in the secondary. Cameron Blankenship. He's kind of playing the deep safety right now. And they come running straight ahead for a first down across the 40-yard line.
Yeah, good play right there by Trip Peterson. He read what he stayed right there. He started to leave on that play fake, and then he stuck his feet in the ground, went right back to where he should, and played that gap control and made the tackle at the line of scrimmage.
Chris Singley also in there for the Maroon Devils. And, Coach, every time we see Tripp out there on the field, we call his name a lot because he gets around the football pretty quick.
He's doing a great job of learning this game, and he's getting better every time he gets on the field.
Robert Green out here wide with their wide receiver. They run to the wide side, and they cut it back inside, and their lineman in there. This time it's going to be Connor Driver, one of our sophomores, number 65, coming up on the tackle. And that's the end of the third quarter. Fans, stay tuned. We'll be back with the fourth quarter with our Maroon Devils all over Union Academy, 47-0. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the Maroon Devils Network.
I'm Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if you enjoy our videos, please hit the notification bell down below so you can get a notification every time that we upload a video.
Fans, welcome back. As this time they go long, and this time they catch it as Union Academy looks like gets in the end zone, and they do call it a touchdown. And it was kind of just a jump ball, Coach. They threw it up down there. Finally, their 6'4 receiver, Derek Young, actually tipped the ball up in the air, came down with it, and went in to score.
Yeah, we had it well covered. The free safety read it. He was coming over. He's actually one that tipped the ball, I believe. They're a whole lot shorter than that receiver is, and they jumped, and he did too. And when they tipped it right into his hands, and he just walked on into the end zone with it. But, well-executed play. They dropped straight back out of that wishbone set. One split receiver, and they hung it up to him.
So they get on the scoreboard here with 11:09 to play in the fourth quarter against our second unit on defense, playing hard and getting some playing time into the lights on Friday. The point after is going to be up and good. And our score now is 47-7. Let's pass on some other scores for you. An upset in the making here. South Point leading Smoky Mountain 35-21 in the fourth quarter. But I tell you what, if anybody knows anything about South Point, they have a great football tradition down there, and they normally are very tough.
Yeah, they know how to play down there, and they're always in the hunt.
Yeah.
They play good football down there, and they know how to play.
And got some other scores coming along here as Albemarle Oliver Hayesville 42-7, and right now it's Andrews Oliver Cherokee 42-13 in that ball game. Bunker Hill, Pisgah leading Bunker Hill 28-14, and Hendersonville leading Brevard 14-13, a tight one in the third quarter. But Coach, you're right. I know Fred Goldsmith, when he was at Franklin, ran into South Point 2 or 3 times, and they were always a tough bunch, especially down there.
Yeah, that over the years I've known some of their coaching staffs down there, and they do a good job. They've got good players. They got a good mix of some of the kids that live in the bigger part of town, and some of the kids who live out in the countryside, and they know how to mix them up.
Here we go. This time they're going to be kicking in, and it's going to be deep. It's going to be taken at the 10, dropped, picked up, back out to the 15, doing some good footwork out across the 25. That looks like Donovan Groenwald, and I'll tell you, he does have some good footwork. And coming out with the ball, though, is going to be Cameron Blankenship.
That was Cameron. I believe it was Cameron. Yeah, it looked like I was having a hard time reading his number, too. That was Cameron. Cameron got the ball upfield in a hurry.
Or check that. Is that Cameron or – looks like could be 8 Riley Winchester. Oh, so it is 9 Cameron Blankenship.
Yeah.
So sometimes those 6, 8s, and 9s and 5s, you never know.
Well, the older you get, you can't see them anyway, Gary. They're going to have to make great big numbers if I'm going to see them.
That's it. They're going to have to make the numbers bigger.
Midline.
Good running straight ahead as our Maroon Devils have a whole new offense here to wind things up on the fourth quarter. And some good running over there, too. This time in the backfield for the Maroon Devils. We still have a couple of our regulars in there as Carson Taylor carries the football. Joining him in there is going to be Trip Peterson.
We've got Gabe Lillard at quarterback now, and he's fun to watch. He's going to make a big impact over the next few years on this program.
Yeah. Andrew Chavez got set on a 3-point stance, and he kind of fell off his stance. And they're going to get us for false start.
Yeah, out of the backfield, but they'll back us up here, back us up 5. And
just lost his balance. But, again, a lot of new faces in there. Everybody pretty much new on offense.
Yeah,
now,
they're running them in and out. They're keeping some linemen just to make sure that everybody knows what they're doing up there, and we jumped again.
Yeah. We're not getting set. Carter Kirkland out here on the left side.
Well, anytime you bring in another quarterback – and the players, it's different, and they're not used to hearing it a whole lot. They may hear it a few times at practice, and so it'll knock you off your rhythm in a hurry. You have to kind of constantly, you got to get them to focus in on the sound of his voice, and it changes.
It's tough. Some linemen in there. We got Connor Driver in there. We got Sam Bernheisel in there. So we got a bunch of new faces up front. At center right now is 56 Michael Winchester. And we're going to run to the left side, and they're pretty much diagnosing our plays right now. But, again, a lot of new folks in there.
Yeah, run the outside veer this time, and they piled up there on the line of scrimmage out of that 6-1 defense, just trying to keep us from running the ball between the tackles, and they end up making a big play there.
So now it's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 or so with 7 minutes to play here tonight. And, again, our Maroon Devils now looks like are going to be ready for a trip down to Bessemer City next Friday in the second round. Just kind of the Chapter 2 in this series. We were down there last year also in the second round. And let's see if we can come up with a good result this year as we'll be traveling down there next Friday. Now it's going to be Lillard handing off. Nice hole on the left side out across the 35-yard line with a good run.
Third down. Going to be close. Let's see where now. They're going to pull us up a little bit short. Outside veer look again. To the tight end side, and we got good down blocks. These young people, they're blocking it just the way they're supposed to, and hitting it tighter every time once they get their motion down. It's going to be 4th down. We're going to be short.
Yep, going to call a timeout to talk it over. And while we take a timeout, this might be our last chance to take a break. We'll take a break as well. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the Maroon Devils Network. Welcome back, fans. Cody Long back to punt. Snap goes over his head. He chases it down. He's going to pick it up and try to run, and he just tries to run over one of their guys. But I tell you, Coach, he had nowhere to go. They had people coming from everywhere.
No, it's a high snap, young long snapper, and you punter back there too. But the ball just went completely over the top of his head. He was going to attempt to go up and get it, but then once he realized how deep he was, he just picked the ball up and attempted to run through somebody to try to knock them off their feet and get upfield as far as he could.
Yeah, that was about his only option. As now they're going to get it in very good field position, obviously, with 5:27 to play and a golden opportunity to put another touchdown on the board on this Friday night. But this game was decided a long time ago. As now they're going to line up, and they may have to send one guy to the sideline. As
they're probably going to let that go by. Now they're going to call a timeout now, so because they realize they really didn't have enough players on the field. They were missing one, although the young man ran off the field.
So they're also bringing some new players in, Coach. So both teams have substituted very liberally here in this final 5 minutes or so. And fans, don't forget, we are now set. We're going to be at Bessemer City next Friday night. And, of course, we'll be down there broadcasting with audio only. There will be no video next Friday, as, again, per state regulations. And hopefully we'll have a better spot than that grassy knoll that we were on last year, Coach, when we couldn't see hardly where we were on the field.
Well, I hate the grassy knoll. I really do. I don't really like the grassy knoll, but if that's what we got to do, that's what we'll do.
What you got's what you got.
Yeah.
We'll make the most of what we come up with next Friday. So now they're going to bring in a new quarterback, and that's going to be Jacob Bear, a sophomore, and they just try to run straight ahead. Not much fancy there, down to the 5-yard line, pick up a couple of yards.
Yeah, they're trying to knock us back and just run the ball straight up the field now to get it into the end zone. They're punching at us right now, so we'll see.
And again, Coach, they have a whole new line in there as well.
Yeah, they put all their young folks into,
and that's good to see from both sides.
It is.
So now they bring some new linemen in, a new quarterback, a bunch of new backs in the backfield as well. So they're gonna line up with that old Maryland eye, though. Nothing new there. As this is one of their sets, and they fumble as the quarterback tried to hand it off to the fullback, and he never made connection. I think they got the ball back, but let's see. Man, they just lost it when he tried to hand off to the fullback, and that's a three-man eye. I've never seen that hardly at all. But again, three backs lined up in a straight line behind the quarterback.
Yeah, and it did come from the University of Maryland the first time anybody saw it. And it was a variation of a combination of wishbone and eye-back formations, and it was a lot of fun to watch. It really was. They used a lot of motion out of it, and
here they go again. That's a three-man eye again. This time they hand off to the second man, and he got a yard or two down to about the 6-yard line with 3.5 minutes to play.
Yeah, a whole bunch of Maroon Devils in on that play. A lot of them some of them out there now are freshmen and so forth.
One of them was Big Lloyd Tisa Teskey, 5'7", 270-pound sophomore. He just come off, big number 68.
Yeah. Another one was number 15, I think, Charlie Collins.
Yeah, Charlie Collins, a freshman.
Yep.
And they're going to try to kick a field goal. Kicking is going to be Jonathan Gallego, their senior kicker. And this is going to be about a 22-yard effort. They're going to spot it at about the 12. And they get the snap down, and looks like it's good.
Yeah.
So they get 3 on the scoreboard with 2:50 to play here in the fourth quarter, Coach. So, hey, that may make them feel a little better. They executed on a field goal, but their season's going to be over tonight here at Swain County High School.
Well, they've had a for their program and what they're trying to do down there. I'd say they can count this as a successful season for themselves. They've got some good players. They're good-looking players. They're well coached. They're just a little bit. They don't have the kind of horsepower some of the teams in their conference have, and definitely not to play in the Smoky Mountain Conference or against many Smoky Mountain Conference teams like ours. So it's one of those things that they put the best they can out there with what they've got, and I just like the way they showed up and played, and they played hard, and they've try to utilize their weapons, and they've shown us some stuff we hadn't seen in a long time. A Maryland eye, a Wishbone, and a 6-1 defense. It's a lot of fun to see different things.
Oh, no doubt. This time they kick it deep. We pick it up at the 4-yard line and bringing it back out across the 10. Running out of room over there, though. That looks like Cameron Blankenship again on the return.
Yeah, it was Cameron. He was trying to get it upfield again. He made it back about to 10 this time. He's hanging in there tough.
He is, and again, he has. You can see he has good footwork. So now with 1:27 to play, 47-10, our Maroon Devils on top. As again, we're going to be rocking and rolling next Friday down to Bessemer City, North Carolina. Winner of that game probably is going to be looking at Mitchell the week after that. But coaches, you know, you only take them one at a time.
That's it, and you don't know what's going to happen. And
you really don't.
And every Friday night is either you'll continue or the season's over. So it's you play it that way.
It's one and done.
Yeah.
And as you know as well, really once you get past the first round, that eliminates a lot of the teams that really probably shouldn't have been in the playoffs.
Well, they sneak in the back door from the conferences the way that how many places are appropriated for the number of teams that's in your conference and some of these seedings. Yeah, that first round is pretty much just an elimination round to move on then to the people who have finished in the top 2 or 3 in their conference, and the conferences are legit. They're for real, and it's not easy to play it in their leagues.
No doubt. And so that second round, you better bring your A game because most of the bad teams have gone home. All the good teams are still playing. And this time we run out and keep plugging out across the 10-yard line. And that we might have time for one more play here, but that could wrap it up on this Friday night. But again, Coach, I think considering we're looking at new offense and defense on both sides of the ball, our Maroon Devils have stood up very well, and that's going to be the final play.
Yeah, it is. It's been real good to see us coming out here and putting a performance on like this right here. Like I say, a confidence builder from last week to this week too. And good things, you got to look for the good things that's happening, and these players have got to know every Friday night this could be your last. So hopefully next week we can end that bugaboo with Bessemer City.
And no doubt about it, I'm sure the coaches are going to be using that this week that, hey, we owe them one. I think we're a better team than we took down there last year, so next Friday ought to be good.
Yeah, it definitely will be a shootout. Now, I'm pretty excited to see it.
Oh, no question. Fans, that's going to wrap it up tonight. We hope you'll join us again. We'll be down there live at Bessemer City in round 2 right here on the Maroon Devils Network. Good night, everybody.
This is Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. I've got some important information for you guys, so listen up. It is time to pre-order your very own DVD or Blu-ray box set of the 2019 Maroon Devil varsity football season. This action-packed set will include every regular season game, all postseason games, plus a specially edited game highlights program. You can choose either DVDs or Blu-ray discs for the same low price of just $30 per set. Go to www.maroondevils.com and click Store to place your order. Get all of the action and excitement of the 2019 varsity football season to enjoy in the comfort of your own home for years to come. So what are you waiting for? Go now. Go to www.maroondevils.com to get your own piece of Maroon Devil history. I'm Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if you enjoy our videos, please hit the notification bell down below so you can get a notification every time that we upload a video.